night, lose my mind, night, lose my mind, night, lose my mind, night.
Hey guys, it's Kaitlyn and I'm back with another dorm related video. So this video in particular has been in the making for about 4 months now. I personally have not been working on this for 4 months, but the people who helped me put together this virtual tour have been. So what we're doing today is we are going to look at a virtual tour of my dorm from last year. So super in-depth tour. It's not going to be one of those like 360 videos. I'm just going to be looking at the full dorm room tour for the first time. And then you guys will be able to see like my reaction, you guys will be able to see my dorm. And then I'll give you some tips and tricks for how my roommate and I made the dorm as like functional and like homey as possible. So stay tuned for those. What I'm gonna do is, as I'm going through the virtual tour, I'll just screen record my computer so you guys can get a glimpse at what my dorm looked like last year. And I'm just so excited to show you guys this. So basically how this happened was there was a contest through Live On, which is a Michigan State University related like organization, and basically what they do is they help kids who are moving in figure out what the dorms are like. They tell them how to get situated during move-in and things like that, and they had a contest for cute dorms. So if you had a dorm that was set up really nicely, you could enter a picture on Instagram into this contest, and if you won, they would pick 1 or 2 dorms. I think they picked 1 dorm from each resident hall to just showcase, or each neighborhood. And mine won for my neighborhood, so they came and they took 360 pictures of my room and turned it into a virtual tour, and it just came up on the Live On website. So not only can you guys see my reaction to it in this video and see what my dorm was like, but I will have the link down below in case you guys want to see the virtual tour for yourself. Before we get started officially, I just want to say I have a college morning routine coming up. I'm thinking about doing another college day in the life or a college week in the life. And I'm also going to do my apartment room tour very soon. It's like the size of a dorm, so I think it'll be really helpful for you guys who are trying to decorate your dorm as well. And with all of that finally being said, let's get into this virtual tour of my dorm from last year. I'm so excited to show you guys this. Jordan? What? I forgot how to get to screen recording. Okay. We're up and running now. Thank you, Jordan. Okay, so technical difficulties because I have to screen record. Ew, oh, it's facing me. Okay guys, so let's get started now that I've figured out all this technical stuff. Okay, so my virtual tour for my dorm from last year is on the Live On website, liveon.msu.edu, which will be linked in the description. I'll link exactly to my dorm room tour. If I remember properly, you go to menu and then halls and apartments. And there are more than just my virtual tours, so if you guys are interested in seeing other virtual tours of other parts of the campus, then let me know. I lived over here in East Campus, which is pretty far outside of campus. And I was in Hubbard Hall. So we're gonna go to East Neighborhood and go to Hubbard Hall. And this is what my dorm looked like last year. And here is a glimpse at my dorm. So to get to the virtual tour, it's literally down here. This is all the building features, and then it shows where it is. This is Hubbard right here. It's right on Hagedorn Road. So I lived in South Hubbard at MSU on the 9th floor, room 915 to be exact. I really did not want to live in Hubbard. I didn't hear good things about it. It was built in like 1960 something, and it really hasn't had many renovations, I don't think. Like the main living areas do, but I don't think the dorms have had it. But basically what I realized is the dorm experience is what you make of it, and how cute your room is or how comfortable your room is really depends on you. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just show you guys what my room looked like, and I'm just going to give you guys some advice on how we made our room just really homey and fun. So this is just a little entranceway, and you can see that it's a little bigger than it looks on screen, honestly. It has your closet area, it has storage, and then we put our dresser over here. Actually, I think that dresser just stays there. We divided these drawers evenly. There were 4 of them, so each of us got 2. We would do our makeup in this mirror. It was not the best lighting, but it had to do. It worked out. So the cool part about the dorms is they try to give you as much space to store stuff as possible. So it does look a little messy up here, but we stored so much stuff up here when it came time. So up here we stored things like our bags when we weren't using them, like our storage bags to go back and forth from home. We had cleaning supplies up here. I put my Uggs up here. I had my tailgating clothes. and things like that. The closets, I think, were a really good size. We would have even had more room if we didn't have these shoe dividers, but I really wanted the shoe dividers. And then I just got one of these rolling carts for like $15 from Walmart or like Meijer or something like that. We had a couple full body mirrors here, and that's what we used to check out our outfits. I think that the closet space was a really decent size, and I think there's so much storage and so much you can do with it. We didn't care that much about our closet space, but you guys could definitely do so much more with this. So over here is the bathroom, and it is suite style in Hubbard Hall, so it's one of the only places on campus that is suite style. I did not like the bathroom. I think that was my least favorite part, just because no matter how much we cleaned it, it felt dirty, but otherwise I loved this dorm. So this is a big overview of the dorm. This is Jordan's side over here, and then we had the middle space that we divided. We sort of divided the room straight down the middle. And then over here is my space. I'm not gonna go too in depth on Jordan's side because our sides are really similar. She just had enough room on her side to have our mini fridge, and then we bought a really cheap microwave. We had a hot kettle for things like tea, and you could cook ramen noodles with it, or you could make instant ramen, and it was really nice. One of the other really nice things was that the heating was right by our bed, and then we had this ginormous windowsill. We faced campus. We didn't face Hagedorn Road. We faced campus, so this doesn't look like a really awesome view in here, like when you're looking at it on the virtual tour. But at night, like almost every single night that it was clear, we had the most amazing sunsets, and it filled our room with like just the most beautiful light, and it was great. Dorms are really hot, so you're gonna need a really powerful fan. Some people with this windowsill, they even make it like a bed. So instead of putting all this stuff on the windowsill, they'll put things like a big comforter and some pillows, or maybe just a big cushion, and make it sort of like a daybed window. You could sit up there and read, or you can sit up there and nap, whatever you wanna do. I've seen that done before. But we chose to use it for like storage. I put art supplies and some books and decorations, and I really loved it that way. We had this carpet, and it was not expensive, super cheap. But one of the things that you guys can do that I didn't do, we didn't do, and I would suggest because I just think it'd be really cool, is you can order a carpet to be cut to fit your dorm. So when you move in, you just have the whole dorm carpeted. I think that it's just like, they obviously don't glue it down or anything. They just cut it perfectly to fit your dorm, and you lay it out in your dorm, and it just covers the whole floor. The floor can get really cold, and it looked really gross, so it would have been nice to have that, but honestly didn't even think about that. So the beds are twin XL if you're looking for sheets and stuff. And we had these cork boards and stuff, but I don't think that they have the cork boards anymore. I think they actually took them down this summer, from what I've heard. My bed definitely could have been better, guys. So what we did is, if you can tell, we don't have our beds lofted, which was honestly so nice. I think it was one of the best decisions in making this feel really homey. If we had our beds lofted, they'd be like up here, and we would have space for like maybe a futon underneath, or we'd have space for our desks and things like that, but the desks fit so perfectly to the side that we did not want to do that. People loft their beds because they want more space in their room and more storage, but honestly, a lot of the things that we were storing, we didn't want shown. You know, they were just like extra bins, they were extra clothes we weren't using because it was a different season. So what we did, because we didn't loft and we didn't have all that storage, we actually had like basically the same amount of storage. We put these things, these dressers that come with the room. There's two of each, so there's this one with this little drawer underneath and then an open space. And then there's one that's just completely an open space where you can store anything. So we would put those under the bed, and they were just in the front like 2 feet of the space under our bed. So up until about like right here was taken up underneath our bed, but the rest was just open space. We could store anything down there, and I think that you still have so much storage, and you can access this without taking the drawers out because there is a big gap right here. So you can just like shove things back there and hide them. And then we had some more storage down here with bins and stuff. Not the most like aesthetically pleasing, but personally I think that it looks way better than lofting your bed, and your room just looks 10 times more comfortable and inviting. If you look at a lot of the popular pictures on Pinterest and things of people who have cute dorms that like go viral, a lot of the times they don't have their beds lofted, and I think having your beds de-lofted gives you a bigger canvas to work with decorating and making your room feel more homey. So I highly, highly recommend, that is one of my biggest tips, is to not lock your bed. So with this cork board, I printed pictures from my Instagram on Parabo Press. It's like an app you can get from your phone, and you basically just take pictures from your Instagram and print them. I wanted them to all have a theme, and I was sort of tired of using just pictures that weren't mine. So most all of these pictures were mine, and I had like a great time decorating that board. I thought it looked really good and clean, because like the cork boards just weren't the best thing, so it's sort of nice that they're taken down. You're supposed to put your desk in front of that, but we wanted our beds toward the window. I got these little shelves at Urban Outfitters, if you guys are wondering. A lot of you guys ask. Oh, you know what's really weird? Sorry to like jump around. I don't know how to film this, like, so I'm just gonna wing it and hopefully it comes together really nicely. It says co-ed floors, but some of the floors are co-ed, but we didn't even know that we had only an all-female floor, and honestly, the female floors are so quiet, at least ours was, and it was like no one came out of their room, no one really socialized, but the co-ed floors that I saw were all so social, so I prefer like the co-ed floors. If you guys are having a hard time deciding that, I thought the co-ed floors were a lot better. My favorite part of the whole room was the desk area, because I really need a desk to focus. If I really, really want to study and get in the zone, I need a cute desk to just feel like a lady boss, if you know what I mean. So my desk was my favorite part. The desks in Hubbard, or at least South Hubbard where we were so nice compared to some of these other desks at other halls. So that's one of the perks of being at Hubbard. Brand new chairs and brand new desks, and the desk has like, when the desk pulls out, it has this huge drawer, and it also has like this extra tabletop, so it's like you have two separate desk areas. I used that so much. And then my other favorite part was I put my coffee cart literally right next to my desk, and it fit perfectly. So the stuff that I bought from IKEA like really, really worked well with the room. So this goes under my desk. I think this was like $10 or $15. It's from IKEA. And then this little thing, this coffee cart, which you can't see completely, this also came from IKEA. Like I said, they both fit perfectly with my Keurig. I had this little cute cactus here. It was just great. Like, I don't know, it couldn't have worked out better. And then on Jordan's side also, the fridge and the microwave, like I said, fit perfectly. I don't know how they got the dimensions of this room worked out so well. So the desk area is probably what I use the most. I put a lot of my filming stuff down here on the shelf, or you could even fit a printer down there. It's a really big shelf. All of this was storage, all in here was storage. Like I said, this room is so functional because of all the storage. I sound like I'm promoting Hubbard Hall. I thought it was really nice. A lot of people give it a bad rep, but I think it's so nice. And if you guys are thinking about living there, or if you're stuck living there because like that's the only thing you can get, then I'd just go with it, honestly. This map I got from Paper Source. I don't think they sell it anymore. That's why it's like so wrinkled. I would get a new one, but I haven't. This banner is from Urban Outfitters. It's like $18. They still have it. They have a couple banners that are so nice. They add so much to your room. Then I got this from Amazon with little clips and things like that. And then I got these from Society 6, I think it is, these prints. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about our room. So like I said, you guys can look at this online. I'll have the link down below. And I did an in-person room tour as well, if you guys want to see that. The room was not as well put together as this, because this is toward the end of the year. This was like right in like April, I think, right before we left school. So we had really had our dorm all figured out. I'll link the video down below where I do the in-person tour of my room. If you guys want to hear me talking, you guys can see the bathroom in that. But now that we have all of this out of the way, and you guys can go look at the virtual tour yourself if you want to, I'm going to talk to you guys about just tips for making your dorm feel more homey and things like that. I gave you some along the way, but I'm going to give you some more. And I'm going to tell you what it's like to live in Hubbard. So to recap, we lived in South Hubbard. Hubbard Hall is in East Neighborhood, and I think it's Holmes, Acres, and Hubbard. Acres has the main cafeteria, but Hubbard is very close to the cafeteria, so you guys don't have to worry about it. It's like a good 5-minute walk, and most of it's just inside the buildings. The cool thing about that is the Acres Caf is really nice. They have a ton of choices. I don't personally like cafeteria food, and it got me by for a long part of the year without complaining about the food. So that says something, because I really am not a fan of cafeteria food, and I thought it had pretty good options. As for Hubbard itself, the location seems really bad because it's so far on the outside of campus, like on the outer edge. For me personally, and like the people I knew, a lot of our classes were like a 10 or 15 minute walk away. And with the buses at the bus stop in front of Hubbard, you could get to your class in like 5 minutes. So it wasn't that bad. And I know it looks worse on the map. Like I said, I was so worried about that, but it's not that bad. Every residence hall has its pros and cons. And for Hubbard, I guess for some people the distance is a con, but not for all. So if you're really worried about your dorm having a theme, what I recommend is you don't have to stick to a color theme like, oh, we're gonna have like white with pops of blue. Like, you don't have to do that, or like have a pink theme. We generally just had like a neutral themed idea for our room, so we stuck to like browns, greens, and just muted colors. We had grays, things like that, and they all just ended up meshing together well. We didn't say like, oh, we're only gonna have brown, white, and green, or brown, white, and gray in our room. We just strictly were like, okay, let's just have neutrals. And it worked out really well between my roommate and I, and we ended up decorating the room pretty similar. It all looked pretty cohesive. If you're going in with someone that you don't know, like you haven't grown up with, because my roommate, I knew her really well, so we communicated a lot about how we wanted the room to look like. If you're concerned about how your room is going to look, when you're looking for a roommate, or if you've already found a roommate, you need to be very, very open with them on what you want, and just try to problem solve with like what theme you're going to have for your room. If you're going to have like bright colors that pop out, or you're going to have a ton of neutrals, or if you're going to go for more warm tones, cool tones, maybe do a gray theme. Like, you need to decide that with your roommate if you want your whole room to look cohesive. Otherwise, you guys can have two different looking sides of the room, or you don't even have to have a theme, but that's just my tip. You just need to communicate really well with the person you're sharing a room with. And if you communicate really well, then you won't have an issue with like your room being cohesive at the end of it, when you've set everything up. When you're trying to decide with your roommate what you want your dorm to look like, I recommend doing like a Pinterest board. If there's not a ton of communication between you guys, a Pinterest board is a great way to do that. You know, you can just have a Pinterest board, pin room ideas or storage ideas and things like that you think would just encapsulate what you want your room to look like. And then both of you guys will be able to see what you both want and buy things that sort of are cohesively going to work together. When you're living in a small space like a dorm, you want to have as much functionality as you can with everything that you have, and have as much storage as you can without it just like everything being everywhere and being messy. So for us, we used the de-lofted bed to hide a ton of things behind those little dressers underneath, so they were out of sight, out of mind. We put heating blankets back there, bikes, clothes, extra storage containers, anything really, and you don't even see it. Like, it's all hidden. You can't even tell we have a ton of junk underneath there. I had bags of clothes down there and blankets and things like that, and I just kept them hidden down there. This little cube in the middle is a great idea, especially if you have this like half lofted bed style. You have to sort of jump to get on your bed or climb up the back. It's not that high, but this little cube that my roommate got, it doubles as storage and a way to get up onto your bed, and I think it came in her dorm box, or it just wasn't that expensive, so it was a great buy. We had a fan in the middle of the room that was tall enough to reach both of us. That worked really well. As for storage, I think that the little organizer honestly helped me 1,000 times more than I thought it would, because you have that little desk drawer, but that does not hold as much as you think it does. So that little drawer organizer helped. I have a lot of art supplies and electronics and things like that, so I just kept those all in there. And then the coffee cart helped a lot too, because I drink coffee every day and I needed somewhere to put that Keurig. That was one of my favorite parts of the room. I also highly recommend to get things like storage boxes for up here in this little area above your closet. I didn't really have any way to look at what my dorm was going to look like and if I was going to have places to put storage boxes. So I'm just telling you guys right now, you have so much space up there. So if you have things that you need to store, and maybe you're not de-lofting your bed so you can't hide it behind those dressers underneath your bed, put them up there in nice clean storage boxes and you won't have an issue. You have so much room up there. You're just going to have to use like a stool or something to get up there, but it's worth it. We had these shoe dividers because both of us had a ton of shoes. I had this little area for just winter things, pajamas, winter hats, and then the closet's great size. Okay guys, so overall, I know I've rambled so much. I've tried to give you guys tips and stuff. It's just really hard to think cohesively when I'm like looking at how my room looked last year and just trying to convey to you guys what I want to. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below. Don't be afraid to ask. Sometimes I'm sucky at responding, so I apologize. You can try to DM me on Instagram. I just suck at responding sometimes, but I'll try to answer as many questions as I can, especially in the first 2 days that this is up, or the first few days. Okay guys, so I think that's it for this video. Sorry again guys that this was so lengthy. I didn't really know how not to ramble during this video just because I have so much stuff I want to tell you guys about how to live in the dorm and things like that. Like I said, don't be afraid to DM me. I apologize for this being so long. Go check it out on the Live On website, or go check out my video from last year where I'm pretty to the point about like what's in the drawers and how we stored stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week in another video. Peace. I have to do my outro. Peace out.